This is day 1235, the Arukh HaShulchan. The Arukh HaShulchan's schus this week is entirely dedicated to Am Yisrael and the Hama Yoshe B'Tzion in the 8th Sarah of the Gaza war. We should be starting to see Yeshua's V'nechomis. Today we're doing Siman Kuf Beis Zayin, Sif Lamed Ches to Mem Hey. Lamed Ches. Because of Rabbeinu Ramavasi based, Apizmanization Mocha B'diko Zu. You mismanage rely on the tampon check. Who's has to say it's between the right, but say but because lost some right says we don't rely on this check. But the Kvar goes to Benosi Solisha, which even came out Tiba's Dam Kachardo. And besides that we Benosi saw Sitchim Ian Tiba's Dam Kachardo, I guess presumably even if it's me not starting. Rosh Dochadvara, Rosh rejects what he says. Sharif is a Bichosov. He brings us down a it is halachas, which means seems the whole total that's in Ladino. They see Inyan who like Kumar is supposed to say what says Kumar is supposed to so altogether. Zeo Kako Badama Makor. That's talking about the blood which comes from the cervix. Which is a little bit machmer. Lo Badam Tzayim, not by the blood from the side, which comes about Tur, like the Tur writes Ayin Sham. In brackets he says the Ramas Diba Rabbit Moon, but the Rabbit says is astonishing. But I talk about Rabbi, many have attempted to resolve it. I think he's saying two things. Then we became b'dika. We're not conversant with how to do this check. Forward v'chulei. And the second thing, going pshita the tire dam zesh look they shaped in the shimanakim. Pana ain't for it to say that this dam is Torah that you should have to sit shimanakim. There's no logic to say this. Varaya that the women were machmir themselves by absolute zabas after even though it's certainly not the case. King Gambazay Shlachmir Kapanim. So everyone should be machmir in any event. After they would become else, so they say with bylaw, and we say that the check works, you shouldn't have to leave her husband. Sometimes the Ibn Charlotte hair, but the blood itself we can't be metarik, much less see if I ain't chum. In other words, this blood she sees in this bdika, that still makes her a nida. Even if it's me not starting. Lamadas. Isamar Shalom says Mieshla best if she has a cycle to best she assumes that has to do with that cycle. Perish Rashi, Mieshla best has the kilkul zeh. She has a cycle for this destructive tendency. Shera kosher machmas she doesn't say all the time on account of relations. Approximately occasionally, Tolav Vesla she assumes part of a cycle. She mentioned Digo Ben and Vestas actually have relations without checking between each cycle. It came to the Chazina, since we see Sheish Leis Kabuli Yosa De Tashmish is a specific time when she sees through Tashmish. I mean, Mela Sela Keveses, so it becomes like a cycle for sure. There's my best that she permitted between cycles. But English, so you can't ask. So in the Badam Makora cause Bo Shavos. Those who hold that in the blood which comes from the cervix. All the organs are equivalent. All Koko Shavos and all the thrusts are equivalent. Much rather see if we could cough up, like we saw such an opinion. It came Bechai Gavna, and he's Barashir Dam Makora, so it's not the blood from the cervix. There would be no difference between times, whether it's time or best, it's not a time or best. It's there's no distinction between different organs. You can say they're not comparable. The came this woman has this issue for a regular time. It came as Manakabua and could benefit at that time. There's no difference between organ and organ. I was almost Manakabua, but the time which is not the set time, like any woman, and the nature of her uterus is not aroused to dribble blood through Tashmish, Elas Makabula, except at the time which is set for it. In the brackets, he says, "Kam is a rai the mashcham resu and said the eno in the vestas and I do the vestas. Tafka gav the Pirish Rashi that he have a vestas only in that manner. The Rashi says the vestas. I forgot what the manner is. Lo b'ofen not in any other way." Sorry, I got interrupted there. I'm not sure exactly what I'm up to. Let's start from Mem. I have a Rambam Batur Shulchan Aruch version Perish Acher B'zeh. I think is what I'm up to. The Rambam Batur Shulchan Aruch give it the interpretation. B'zeh l'shoina. She has relations right before her cycle. we assume that the Ria was an account of the cycle. The setting was not was on the account of the cycle of Locha Shinlo Roma Tashish. We don't consider it to be a Roma Machmas Tashish kind of Shana Klomar, meaning Baba Shimsha Samach the best if she violated her requirement to be careful of her cycle, and she had relations right adjacent to her vesses. And upon this time does not go into the reckoning. Talina Ria Bevesses, we assume it came as a kind of cycle. Yeshua, some say the Lomari Shimshab Israel Beheter. It's not going when she was in Mishamish Beiser, but rather Beheter, going to Vesta Sayom, such a Vestas was the beginning of the day. Shimshab is of a lion, she had relations at the end of the night. Although it's the Vesta was a raw. That nevertheless, I forgot the Hetzer Shimush Lamikre some of the Vesta, even though in terms of the Heter of Tashmish, assuming that it's not the Orzuros Vestas, or the Orzuros is not as definitive. It's not considered some of the best. And come Shira or also done. The Hakstashish, when she sees blood in this Tashmish Talim of Vestas, we link it to the Vestas. But here the favors that Talina Hakol Ha'onas Smuchal Onas of Vestas. According to this interpretation, we assume any Ona which is adjacent to the Onas of Vestas. Vainu Shavesam such as when her Vestas said at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. Talina Kol Alayla Shemana Vestas. We link the entire night before to the Vestas. The Yesha those who rejected this, the Kimli and Heter Tashish. Let me clear some of Vestas. Since in terms of the Heter of Tashish, which is not considered to be adjacent to the Vestas, Ken Gamli and Leah ain't also in terms of assuming that it's linked to the Vestas, we don't link the Riyah to the Vestas. That's a shock. I mean, it's like Kimmel people. Why they can't who? So many people went like the Shach and something like that. The Mayona Malay V'Omeli Patach Techab Achar. The Mayona made the Malay, her fountain is full. Omeli Patach and it's about to open up. Techab Achar Onaza immediately after this owner came in the year Kali Cholios Shiftach Mayona. It could be with a very slight touch. Her fountain is open. You have to say this. The Bishas Vesta Mamash, it's the entire Vesta itself. Shita Shain together Ruah Machmas Tashish. It's obviously not in definition of Ruah Machmas Tashish. Shechavin Chatas, because it's live Chatas. The Michael Lashon Shas. What is the Michael Shas? What is the Shas telling us? That it's not together Ruah Machmas Tashish is obvious. Memav Da. You should know some people it seems from what they're saying. Specifically in the time adjacent to the time the best is Kigon. Shavesa Baboga says when it cycles in the morning, but Shim Shabbos of a lion share relation at the end of the night. Then we assume it has to do with the cycle of a little bit not somewhat before that. This is then crazy Placey and goes for Baruch Frankel. And yes, I learned I don't think so. The King Shabbat of Yom Koshkim that's the case when her best says the beginning, middle of the day, it's only the end of the day. No much I said we don't find this halacha being told of a Vesta. The Koki I have a little part, it should have been made explicit. It's like in the Issa of having relations, the adjacent vessel is considered the entire Ona, which is adjacent vessel, considered to be like one moment. So too in this contingency. The Ona, which is adjacent to this, all considered to be like one moment. So by a vessel, we link the entire Ona to the vessels. Seems like it's not going like the Shach. It seems like it's going like the other Psora. But anyway, I don't know. I feel Rosa Shnepam Machmas even she sees twice on account of relations. Pamashish is the Rosa Gabna, and the third time she saw Soma Levesta. Whatever shot. Lomet Sarfin Lay El Claim of Besses. We don't link them, and we say it has to do with the Besses. Don't link the Rios. Say the third Rios on account of the Besses. We come nevertheless the Inyan. Shimush some of the Besses in terms of having relations adjacent to the Besses. Lo Nishnan Adim Kol Nash like any no different than any other woman. Shabesa Babaka when her Besses in the morning Mutel Jez Shamish Topalai Ba. She's allowed to have relations at the end of the night. following night. At the end of the following night, the following month. The end of the night, the following month. I thought this has become damaged. She saw that. So I mean, we say maybe this was a coincidence. And the Katie Rebbe Chai Gav and Shosha Pamim, unless she sees 3 times. So it's Nasa Ba'osa, Nasa also Bagia is Man Vesta. Then we ask her whenever Vestas come, Gamza owner because also in the prior owner. Okay, clearly he's not going to Eretz Rua here because going to Eretz Rua, all this would be usher anyway. It's going to be the assumption that it'd be mutter, and therefore he's saying it would be matter within reason. Remember, V'tai Yishno Shaf Rashi Ba Poiskim B'chulukim Perish Shas Bachtu Tol Vesta. Rashi and the other poskim are in disagreement, determining the shas about Tolo Vesta. Nevertheless, in terms of halacha, there's no distinction. Ishin is topic that those who are not sure. Those who are this halacha are close to assume the samach levesta that it's on account of the vestas. They would seem. The Paradiclin, we certainly do so. Chazal always remark that there's something in which to make this contingent. Because most women are not royal machos tashish. Also not to remove a woman for a husband. Okay, Lama Yigara on a benus says so why should we not be lenient in terms of in these terms on account of on a benus? But Rav Noshim Yeshna on a benus, most women have an average cycle of 30 days. You should also assume you can still assume that has to do with the cycle, even though she saw 3 times on account of tashmish. If each relations was equidistant from the next ones, with the other ones, on account of a pattern. If you don't assume Yom Tov 20 days, and then she continues to make herself a cycle of 20 days. Then we also assume that the previous times, when she had not established a pattern, were also part of that pattern. Part of this pattern which she now established. Mordechai has an entirely shot, and that which she said that she can assume that's from her regular cycle. So he says here in the beginning of Shua, she has a set cycle when she sees blood. She can assume that it's her cycle. She could say she rubbed Tohar, this blood she sees is Tohar. Because Vesna Yakam Vatolim, she can assume it's on account of her wound. She can say it's from her wound. It's astonishing. So the halacha of Ra Machas Tashish only applies to women who does not have a Vesas Kavua. How can we say this? Yeshua, some say, Dr. Tola Makasa, that which it says she can rely on her wound. Kagakano says, also going to this. Come on, the Yesh law, Vesas Tola Makasa. But she has a cycle, she can rely on her Maka. Even though it seems to be non sequitur. If she has a Maka, which normally would be insufficient to rely upon, I'm not sure exactly why not, because it's bleeding too little. You know it's inside. How he says no much it's bleeding. Joins together. Oh, Arukh HaShulchan says this is very strange. How are you supposed to reckon this? It's me a raccoon which you can't rely on. Whatever way you look at it, if it can produce blood, then no matter what we should line it. Can produce blood. What good is that she has a cycle? We can say so it could be that when she has no besses, we have to know that this marker is producing the blood. When she has a cycle, it does us with beer. We don't know that clearly. So in Bach the Bezeish Machlokes is bar, then this is going to be a Machlokes. See after the Shmaya. No joy. He came. Chassan is saying, but that's the case. It's really missing what the main thrust is. Mem Dal, in the side here, come on as a Mordechai. It seems to me the Mordechai means alone hira lay. Perush the Rashi, Perush the place to Adam has that tummy who hook upon him. It's not clear to him, the Rashi and the other person who learn that this blood is tummy, no matter what. We don't tell because the language of Taylor, wherever you see it, who the Tar Adam has that means that this blood is tar. Something like we assume by summon. Also use the word litlos. Also in this halacha itself. By Meshram, and I would say, told him Makosa, we can assume that it has to do that Adam Torah, the blood is different Torah. But I mean, who here too, we should say the same thing. But that's why it says, Toba Vesa, she she assumes that this blood is Torah. Klomar, meaning she told Tahir Saddam, Choma, she close. It's like a shotgun approach, right? She can tell you whatever she can bring it to bear, bring it to bear. A Kamar Bechaim, such as a pain, or Sika Cheres, or some other reason, she called this, which can make her connect the dots. That's when that says the vessel state vormheim. That's it says she can rely on a vessel. It's two separate things. Tola da binyan acher. She can assume blood comes from something else. Vesla utam alzeh. Klamar mipnei vesla. Oh, I was I just said two different things. Tola vessel shnei vormheim. Tola da binyan acher. Vesla shutam alzeh. Klamar mipnei vesla. I guess both of them. Oh, that's one. That's all one. Okay, that's one clear. And afterwards, Oimer, it says, she can also be told that's good no matter what. I feel Kshen Lebesis even has no Besis. She'll dash my custom, but she knows her Mako produces blood. Or after Kshen Das, Kfiadeo, she's or after Kshen Das, Kfiadeo, she's borrowed. She doesn't know, as we shall see. Mem, hey, Venira, I think it's Shazel Das and Marivail. She says, she says it's clear to me. This blood is not coming from this behind the cervix in that manner. She's believing Tahir and she's Torah. But the Gdolim has shouted this like a loud bird. The ain't shum mitzius says no reality of this. I feel I need some, but studying a plus dog. Stam dam tummy. Even if you find blood on the sides and in the hallway, it's tummy. Because you assume it came from the cervix. Low shatomash dash the shadam low, but I mean it says unless she knows for sure that blood only comes from the side. It's a roch sheteda shame back. It's difficult that you'll know that if he doesn't feel a wound. They say you should rely on this halacha. The Shupnei Yeshua Minchas Yaakov Togar and the Chavas Das. I says so. Exactly what Mordechai is saying. Means when she has a set cycle. And she has with what to link the blood. She can link it. She's sure it's not from the core, from behind the cervix. Because the primary head is because she has a set cycle. Rashi Mizur Loshen Rabbeinu Ramoy. No before later came. Well, the Ramah does not say that in an explicit way. Come Kenny and he is Daiti, and that list that's it seems to me, and he says in brackets, Juvas Marival, and it's on the other arts, I can't look it up in Marival at the moment.